Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make guild in preparations for Dawntrail release. So this is going to be my last guild guide for Endwalker pre-Dawntrail. So usually I don't make these guides as soon as I give them to my members, but because we're on a time crunch, I'm going to make an exception just this once. With that said, if you guys want to get my guild advice a week early, as well as get my videos a day early, consider becoming a YouTube member, Patreon supporter, or help me on Ko-Fi, links in the description down below. Now, majority of the items on this list has been done before in previous guild videos that I've made, but I still find me making a lot of money even with these items so close to the release of a new expansion. So it's best to take advantage of these items while you can. Most of it is crafting and gathering, but for you battle jobs, there are ways of making gil as well. So in my retainers here, I have just a little bit over 4 million gil, and it took me about a week. So retainer number 1, I basically sold nothing but gunmetal black, something that I put in my gil videos plenty of times. As you can see, they did drop about 4,000 within about a day, because people are a little bit impatient and they aren't selling it the way I do. So most of it is gunmetal black. Best way to get gunmetal black is either passively through Island Sanctuary or actively through the Ishka Restoration. Retainer number 2. This is where the majority of my guild came from, which was basically endgame stuff. The baked eggplant and tinctures of grade 8 are still being used for people who are still doing Savage, Ultimate, or Criterion Savage as well. I tried experimenting with the battle gear, but the only thing that I have sold more of anything else was the Great Sword for Dark Knights. The battle axe really got undercutted a lot, and of course the samurai blade took forever. Baked eggplant and tinctures are consumables, so these will always be useful. Now, as for these things here, such as softsilver ore, the maghemite, field mustard is obviously to make the 4-star 35 durability items, which I've also made a crap ton of gil off of. Majority of the people that are crafting are probably bots or people who are just doing nothing but craft all day long. So making these high quality, I usually sell them in stacks of 3, sell pretty nicely. And as for the materials, if 99 does not sell, split them up. You can use the video that I made on setting alarms to make gathering these a little bit easier. So majority of this retainer was just basically selling endgame stuff. And the good thing about the tinctures and the food is when you're using high quality materials, you do not need any food or pots. That's depending if you're using the indicator set. If you're using the script set, you're going to use food to get you the stats in order to make the item. So I made about almost 2 million off of that. This one here, I started selling the earthbreak aethersand, and if the earthbreak does not sell, utilize them, because you need earthbreak aethersand in order to make the endgame stuff. In my last retainer, selling old reliable clusters. Crystals, I want you to hold on to those because you need those more than you need clusters, and clusters aren't really needed until you get the next master recipe books. And because we're going to be doing a lot of ethereal reduction for the new sands, clusters are going to come with it, so it's best to sell your clusters now while people are doing endgame content from Endwalker. The Moogle event is still up, so if you want, try to sell the Gabriel mounts. If they're dirt cheap, stick with the maps. It's going to cost you 50 tomestones each, so after doing your weeklies, start doing the ones you can do every day, such as gates. But for clusters, selling them in stacks of 500 work best for me. And like I said like last time, avoid ice. So I actually ran out of water and lightning, and I ended up just selling earth, wind, and fire. Not the group, the clusters. So sell these while you can, because you're going to be getting more, a lot more, in Dawntrail. Next is your battle jobs. Number 1 is selling your causality tomestone materials. They're still good, so selling them while you can make you guys some good gil. Obviously, make sure you cap these out before Dawntrail so you guys can convert them. I think they're converted into the next tomestone of Dawntrail or Poetics. I don't remember, but there's a lodestone post about what happens to them. So selling these while you can, but make sure you cap them before early access. The other thing is your treasure map that you get once per day, or you guys can use the moogle event to get your ones that automatically drop a dungeon. Other thing, if you are a blue mage specialist, you can do your carnivale once per week. Also gives you poetics, which you can't pass in for gear to get yourself duck bones, which sell for 360 gil. You make around 54,000 gil every 90,000 Grand Company seals. The other way of doing it is Alexander Eyes of the Creator. This is, of course, normal mode and passing in the tokens that get accessories. You can do it within about a minute and 25, depending on your skill and your job. I can do it on my samurai pretty quickly. So that's your other option. If you have your captain status in your Grand Company by doing the squadrons. You also can do your gunmetal black through Island Sanctuary if you have that taken care of. The overseas casual Discord will help you itemize and maximize your profits with the workshops. So that is your other option. Now, if you guys are doing the tinctures and of course the food, you're going to just need the basic high quality materials they have available. For the eggplant, it's garlic and cheese and the oil. So by using these three high quality materials, you're basically halfway to completing your item. This is without food and of course without pots. No goods or actions are required. Now, the macro that I use for this is this one right here. Muscle memory, manipulation, veneration, waste not 2, 3 groundworks, innovation, 2 prep touches, basic and standard touch, innovation, 2 prunes, great strides, barricades, and groundwork. If you're doing this with the script set, obviously you're going to need food to get the stats that you need to just make the item. Macro number 2. And there you go. So you get around 11,000. And then, of course, the Barrigat's finisher gives you the rest that you need. So basically, that's how tinctures and food are made without really using any food or pots to make. Because these materials are so freaking easy to make. You just need to use the milk to make the cheese. And, of course, the old olives from Shadowbringers for the oil. And as for Alchemist, well, that's even easier. You just need to make the grade 5 alkahests, and then the tinctures basically give you half of what you need. Okay, so it's basically the same for both Alchemist and Culinarian, as long as you have, at least I'll run the stats that I have, 4063, craftsmanship, 3946 control, and 587 CP is way more than enough. And that's with using the Brilliant Fry Pan, which is the relic, halfway done. Alright, so making those are pretty freaking easy. I think I have a video about that, so I'll make sure to link everything that you guys really need to know in the description down below to make your lives just a little bit easier. Alright, so hopefully this has been helpful to you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content and help with the YouTube algorithm. If you guys want to support my channel even further, consider becoming a YouTube member, Patreon supporter, or help me on Ko-Fi. The links for those will be in the description down below, as well as my Discord. I also want to give a thanks to all my YouTube members, Patreon supporters, and Ko-Fi members. And an extra special shout out to the members on screen. So until next time, may you forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging ahead. Take care.